stick. Hey, welcome back everybody. As you can see, we are no longer in Scotland. We're in North Lincolnshire this weekend. We've been back a couple of weekends, I'm not going to lie. We've been back at work at Mule and all that sort of stuff. So we are just parked up and chilling out for the weekend and enjoying ourselves. And just come to this place where I normally come to just to get the legs stretched and get Archie out and just relax, go for long walks and chill. Why have we come here and all that sort of stuff? Well, literally just to give you a bit of context about this, we are back and all that sort of stuff. In the past couple of weeks I have been back to hospital to go and see the knee specialist. He's kind of given me the all clear, basically kind of saying I'm too young for a knee replacement, so they don't want to do a knee replacement just yet, and they don't see as if there's any point in going back in and making any more changes to the knee. They just want to leave the knee as it is. Yeah, it'll be pain and discomfort, but to get back out and do what he was doing before, which was go for walks, long walks, get back in the gym, they said, build some strength back up in the legs. As the doctor said, strong legs, long life. And get back in the mountains and go walking. So we're going to do, we've been out for a couple of miles of walking all the time, we're going to go back in the mountains at some stage. I'll take you with us wherever we go. As for the rest of the time, well, I think one of the burning questions that everybody's been asking me while I was away in Scotland was, how did the modifications work in Scotland? How would you, if you could go back in time, would you do anything different, or are you planning to do anything different this year with any other upgrades? So what we're going to do is, once we get back to the van, let's have a chat and I'll tell you all about it. So we'll see you back in the van in a bit. Bye bye. Hello, welcome. We're back in the van finally. It is, what today is? It is 6 p.m. It is the 31st of January. So as you know, we've been back for quite some time now, from being in Scotland as such. So the biggest question I've been asked the whole time, obviously because I did so much work on the van last year, was how did all the upgrades go? So I'm going to quickly try and fly through what I've done to the van since the year before. So when I came out of Scotland in 2024, I had AdBlue issues and a few other things. So what did I do? I've had the AdBlue delete, I've had the van remapped, I put smaller tyres on the van, and then the main thing that I completely did was literally like rip out all my electrics and start again. And I put in Victron electrics. I already had some Victron electrics, but I went the whole hog this time. So I completely rebuilt my electrics from start to scratch. So mainly thank you to 12 Volt Planet for all their support in helping us rebuild all the electrics with cabling, lugs and all that sort of stuff. And not only that, but advice. And I got rid of my 3 100 amp lithium batteries and I fitted 2 300 amp lithium batteries. So I went from 300 amps to 600 amps. As you saw in all the videos over the year, all that sort of stuff, yeah, massive change in how I did everything. I rebuilt the whole garage and the inside here, flooring, rewired all my electrics in, fitted 2 Victron XS's, fitted a new alternator. So I was able to run my 2 XS's and pull nearly 100 amps as I'm driving, which was a game changer this winter. Fitted 2 Victron Links distributors, or hacked link powerings into distributors, fused all my electrical system, rewired everything in with what I perceive to be the correct size cabling, with isolation switches, all that sort of stuff, everything, and fitted an external solar hookup, so that gives me the option, like, I've got 400 watts of solar on the roof, I can add an extra 400 watts of solar to the side of the van, and so on and so on. So yeah, my electrical system, no issues whatsoever with any of my electrics, and I was really, really pleased. I think the lowest I ever went down to after being for 3 days was about 47% of my battery, but then driving for a couple of hours, boom, straight back up with loads of power. So no major issues. What else did I do to the van? Well, I fitted a auto-turn diesel heater. That's been absolutely fantastic. No issues with that whatsoever. We moved it from my original diesel. It was in the back garage. I moved it to the front, so the ducting all comes into the main area. No issues, and it's lovely and toasty compared to. I was always warm, but it wasn't the warmest. Whereas now it's warm. I'm always in a t-shirt and chilling out. So yeah, that's been a game changer as well. What else did I do? I only used to have a 50 litre freezer, so I bought a Total Cool 50 litre portable fridge freezer. So that's in the garage. That gives me 50 litres of fridge in the front, 50 litres of freezer in the back. Brilliant, no issues with that whatsoever. Running that on eco mode all winter, and the ability to store extra frozen style food because I'm no longer gas cooking has been a game changer. So I'm pretty much all electric with my air fryer, my electric kettle and all that sort of stuff. I do have a camping gas stove, which sometimes in winter I do use in order to save on battery power, just to conserve that battery a little bit more, but no issues whatsoever. And what else did I? Oh, and the water tank. And I fitted a 100 litre wheel arch water tank with all my John Guest plumbing. That has been fantastic. So I put 2 new work surfaces on, plumbed the water tank in to a tap, so I don't have a sink or anything like that. And yeah, we haven't had any issues, no leaks, no nothing. And I fitted a whale water filter in the other day as well since I got back, and that's been brilliant as well. And these water filters should last up to a year. So yeah, the whole of the upgrades have worked in the way that I wanted them to work, and like I said, I've had no issues whatsoever being able to survive off grid this winter just gone. I've been nice and warm and toasty. I've had power. I've been able to use my electric kettle. I've been able to air fry, and so on and so on. So the ability to survive off grid longer during winter was what I wanted, and I achieved my aim this year. Yay! So you're probably wondering what upgrades I may do in a few before I should say anything as well. What I also fitted into the van as well was a 12 volt DC to DC converter, and basically I wired in a XT60 cable to the DC to DC converter coming off my electrical system, so I was able to plug a reserve power bank into my electrical system. Then that power bank was an All Powers R1500, around about a 2000 watt power bank. I never used it once during the whole winter. That was basically there as a reserve power bank in case it came to it where I was in the middle of nowhere, I was struggling for power, I couldn't drive anywhere or something because of the weather conditions or snow, and I could just throw that power bank outside, attach like an electric hookup cable via a 3-pin plug, and power my van. Never used it. I never used it during my time in Scotland. I lent it to other people, but I never used it. So that was brilliant to have that ability as well, not only to charge it while I was driving off my electrical system, but also just to be there in the background as a reserve power bank. Talking of power banks as well, I would just like to say a big thank you to JACKERY They're the sponsors of today's video. This is the JACKERY Explorer 1000, the V2. I got this before Christmas. I've been using this pretty much the whole way around Scotland. This has been my go-to power bank during this whole Scotland trip. It has been immense. I've been able to charge this while driving off my inverter as well, which made it so much easier. So I kept this one in the living area, and basically all I've been doing is using this at night when I've been working to edit videos or to download footage and this, that and the other, and to recharge drones, and while being suddenly parked up. This has been my go-to power bank for doing all of that. So this has been immense. Like I said, it's been absolutely brilliant little companion inside the van, and it has worked a treat. No issues whatsoever. And I have to admit, it's not the most powerfulest power bank, but it's the best one that I've used as such that I need for inside the van, and it's worked a treat. So yeah, this is the JACKERY Explorer 1000 version 2. So again, I'll leave a link for this if you should need it, and a big thanks to JACKERY for sponsoring this video. So you're probably wondering what we're going to be doing for the rest of the year, now that pretty much the whole van works and all of our upgrades are all done. Nothing is ever complete on a van. I've already started at this moment in time. So the first thing I've done so far is fitted, as I said, the water filter into the water system. The next one I've just done as well is, and it brings me onto the All Powers R1500, which is the power bank that's in the garage on the DC to DC converter. I have fitted a Starlink Mini to the roof of the van via a magnetic stand, whatever you call it, mount. That's been wired in via a USB-C cable, capable of providing enough power for the Starlink Mini through a gland in the roof at the back of the van, down into the electrical system, and that USB-C cable just plugs straight into the R1500 power bank, the All Powers one, and then I just power the power bank off my electrical system. So rather than trying to rewire everything back in with a new hook, this, that and the other, I've just literally utilised what I've already got in the power bank and just plugged the Starlink Mini. That means basically when I park up somewhere, I can just plug the Starlink Mini in, get the internet that I need, do whatever I need, especially in remote locations where there's no cell towers for signal, for Wi-Fi and all that sort of stuff, so I can get satellite internet. And then when I finish working with it, I can just unplug it from the back, disconnect the power bank from power, and just save on power and data usage of my Starlink Mini. So that's already on the roof. That's being powered at this moment in time from this, what we're doing at the moment, and I will be using that setup, especially in the future, for what I'm going to be doing as well. My other major upgrade that I plan to do at this moment in time is to fit a second IP22 30 amp charger into my electrical system. So on my electric hookup, I have a single Victron IP22, which is a 30 amp charger. What I intend to do once the hours of the days get longer and all that sort of stuff, the daylight, is disconnect the electric hookup, rewire in a double socket extension lead as such off that, and then I will plug in these two IP22s, and then I'll wire that into my electrical system. And the whole idea of that is so, because I've got 600 amps of lithium, when I go to electric hookup on a campsite or anywhere else, I'm charging at 30 amps to recharge the batteries back up. And basically I'm just looking at trying to increase how quickly I can charge. So my idea is that to fit two of them in via my electric hookup, I could be charging at 60 amps an hour as such on my electrical system, which means I don't have to stay in the campsite as long, or so on and so on. What else I am planning to do is I'm going to buy an electric vehicle cable. So I've been speaking to a company called Volt. I have to admit, it's Sean from Peugeot Camper gave me the link to these guys, so I've been chatting away to them. I've got a 10-meter electric vehicle hookup cable coming along in the post at some stage, so I'll do a video of this when I've all wired it all in and connected. And my plan is literally like there'll be time, it's a backup to a backup to a backup, so I'm just looking at ideas of how I can charge my van up without having to drive in at times. So there are electric vehicle points that I can use all over the UK or in Europe and as such, and what I plan to do is sometimes when I'm on the road and I need to pull in and charge quickly without having to drive for miles and miles, I'll probably go to a Tesco's late at night when everyone else is asleep and no one's using the electric vehicle points, plug my van in and hopefully be able to charge at a higher rate of 60 amps from an electric vehicle hookup while being static for a couple of hours. That may be a more efficient way of charging, especially in winter, so we'll see. So that's a plan I'm going to be doing again, and again I'll leave all the links to these different companies and different products that I've used in the description below. As major upgrades, the only other thing I'm going to be doing to the van is the external lighting. That's just because I'm a geek as such, and I did at last light do some drone filming of my van as I was driving down the longest road that goes to a dead end on that video, and I wasn't very happy with how the van looked and its external lighting, so I'm going to add, at the moment I've got 2 lights either side of the van. I've got 2 at the back, 2 on the side, and then the light bar and the bonnet lights at the front. So what I'm going to be doing is replacing the 2 on the back with bigger pod lights, so more light for reversing. And I've ordered an extra 2 which have already arrived, so I'm going to add an extra 2 down either side, so that gives me 4 lights down either side, and that will give me a lot of 360 lighting, external lighting, because what I'd like to do next winter when I go back to Scotland, yes, I will be going back to Scotland, and I have a plan, and I won't be sharing the plan until I've done it, just so you're aware, so please don't ask. Is to do a nighttime maneuver as such, drive somewhere and film it. So that's why I want to work on my external lighting. But other things I don't really need very much. I have thought about possibly putting hot water system into the van, maybe, but it's not a priority. Apart from that, it's literally just everything's an evolving process for me, and I'm still learning as I'm going along with everything as well. So I think how I can charge, how quickly I can charge my van, especially during winter, and how long I can stay off grid is what I want to be able to do as well. So yeah, I'm looking at those different options, and that's all that links to why I got Starlink Mini and so on. So literally some of my decisions that I used to make when I went to Scotland was based on, because I do YouTube and make videos and so on, and need to publish and edit and download stuff. Do I have internet? Is the location safe enough for Archie to be able to run around off the lead, and so on and so on. Some of those locations I didn't go to because they are too remote. There was no internet there, and I needed to be somewhere where I could get internet. So to have now the electrical system that works enough to allow me to go off grid for longer, to be able to carry enough fresh and frozen food so I can survive off grid for longer, and because I've got the 100 litres of water, that I can carry enough water for me and for Archie to survive off grid for longer. Now I've got the ability to go more remote, but to be on grid and connected to the internet via satellite internet, via Starlink. So yeah, and also I can be able to come back and park up somewhere on an electric vehicle hookup and charge my van. So again, and for all those people who are just going to go, well, that's a bit selfish. Well, no, it's not, because there is no designation of what style of vehicle can use an electric vehicle hookup. My van is an electric van as such. It runs off 12-volt electrics. I survive off 12-volt electrics. I have the right to charge. What I do plan to do is park near it, use the 10-meter cable to connect to it, charge my van, like I said, when it's through the night, when no one else is using them, and then leave early in the morning before anybody else complains. So, and I'll be respectful to other electric vehicle users as well. So that's my plan. If you do have any questions, on anything that I did last year, or if you've got any questions on what I've done in my van and how I do things and this, that and the other, then please leave a comment below, and we will see you on the next video at some stage soon, I guess. But again, to everybody, I know it's the end of January, but thank you very much for supporting us in 2024 and through our Christmas adventures. I hope you enjoyed them. Thank you to everybody that became members and bought some merchandise off our new shop that we've published onto our YouTube channel as well. Thank you to everybody just for being there, for being here and supporting us, for leaving us comments and love and all that sort of stuff. And we hope that you can stick with us for the rest of 2025 as we just continue to work on our home on wheels, get things better, for be able to survive longer, and come with us again on another adventure to Scotland in winter. And we've got some new ideas and some new plans and some new areas of Scotland that we still haven't explored as yet, but we can explore now because we will have the ability to. But I wish you all a great 2025. Thanks for being here, and see you on the next video soon. Take care.